Hi guys, welcome back to the match build up. It is lunchtime, it is 12 o'clock right now as I record this on Prime on YouTube. So hello again and welcome back to We Are the Goodison Gang with me, Adam Logan, and it is your match build up ahead of tonight's Premier League fixtures at Goodison Park, where Everton will be taking on Crystal Palace at Goodison Park. Everton coming off a 2-0 defeat to Manchester City. And also Crystal Palace is always coming off a 3-1 defeat at home to Chelsea. So both sides are lacking, but Crystal Palace is that bit more lacking. So as a result, I reckon we'll win tonight. It's going to be hard, but I've got to believe that this Everton side will win this. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win to Everton. And this is my starting lineup. In goal, Jordan Pickford. Then I'm going to go with the return of Seamus Coleman, James Rykowski, Jared Branthwaite, and Vitaly Mikalenko. In front of them, Jimmy Garner, Dukes, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Idrissa Gueye, and Amadou Onana. Then in front of them, I'm going to go with, on the left, Dwight McNeil. On the right, I'm going to go with Jack Harrison, and up front, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So that's my starting lineup and my prediction, as I said, 1-0 to Everton or 3-0. One of them, I don't care. As long as we score and we win this game, that's all what matters, as long as we win this game. And I've got confidence that we'll win this game. It's hard, but yep, massive belief that this football club will escape being 18th by tomorrow night with a big, massive home win at Goodison Park. Whether that's a 1-0, I don't know. But as long as we win, then we're out of the relegation zone. We can go 17th on 22 points, clear from Luton, who played last night against Manchester United and lost 2-1 at home. So big, massive chances for Everton now, and we need to take them. It's going to be hard. Let's see in a minute what Sean Dyche has to say in his press conference. In a minute, once I play it. Dyche did have his pre-match press conference on Saturday morning at 9:30, and he said that this is what he said in a little bit short terms.
Seamus Coleman last week, are they fit and ready to start maybe?
Yeah, they're certainly back in the thinking. Both come through a few days training very well. Duke's got a chance as well. He's back in the thinking. He's been on the grass with us this week, which is good news. So they certainly come back into the squad with the thought of getting in the side.
Will you be tempted with Doucouré, because he has been such an important player for you?
Yeah, he's done very well. If he's right and he feels right, then he's certainly in the thinking. We've got a couple of days now to train before the game, obviously, so that goes.
How's Ben Godfrey?
Yeah, he's good, yeah. Yeah, just the bugs, that's passed pretty
good. And are we still some way off with Arnaud Danjuma and Andre Gomez?
Yeah, both of them. Andre's back on the grass, but it's still got to be a delicate one with his calves. He's had a few of them now, so we've got to be careful with that. And Arnie's going well, but he's got a few weeks yet.
Player availability, first of all.
So that's what Sean Dyche said in his press conference on Saturday at 8 o'clock. That Andre Gomez is back on the grass, but is in training, but he won't be ready. And Arnaud Danjuma is still not ready, not on the grass yet. So a couple of more weeks for Danjuma. But Everton can see it now will end up with a big, massive Everton win, hopefully. It's going to be massive if we win tomorrow. Let's get behind the teams tonight, and get behind the manager, the players, and everyone at Everton Football Club. Let's back everybody, and let's get a big, massive win tonight. It's going to be hard, but as I said, Palace haven't won a game for quite some time, like Everton. But Palace haven't won since, I don't know. They've won less than Everton. Everton have won a lot more than Palace so far this season. The last time Palace won was against Burnley in November, and since then, the last time they won, was against Sheffield United 3-2 at home. So that's how important Palace have been. So that just proves how appalling they've been. But Everton, on the other hand, was picking up results. But we need to get back to winning ways tonight at Goodison Park. I've got to believe that Dyche is going to be up for it, Sean Dyche. The players will be up for it, and everyone at the club. Certainly, Sean Dyche will definitely be up for it tonight, as he knows that he'll be under pressure, losing his job otherwise. So for me, a big massive home win to Everton and for Sean Dyche. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be magical when Everton, at then for 90 minutes, when the referee blows its whistle for the final time, then that's going to be a big, massive, giant, enormous win for Everton Football Club tonight at 8 o'clock as kickoff approaches us. So it's going to be very, very tough. But as a result, as I said, massive, massive, massive respect. I want to mention about Roy Hodgson. I wish him a very speedy recovery. I hope he gets well soon. I want him to take care, and all his family too, to take care during this sad time. But I wish him all the best, Roy. Get well soon, Roy. And love from We Are the Goodison Gang. So as a result, as I said with that, let's see who Sean Dyche picks tonight. What team? Will Doucouré start? Probably, yes. He definitely will start Doucouré. 100% he will. And I'm 100% that Dukes will start. But let's hope that we get a massive, massive, enormous win tonight at Goodison Park. Up the Toffees! Come on! Let's grab the win tonight. See you later. Bye-bye.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to our pre-match press conference ahead of Monday's game against Crystal Palace. We'll start with a question from Alan Owen at Sky Sports, please.
Hi, Sean. Morning. Player availability, first of all. We saw Amadou Onana back off the bench and Seamus Coleman last week. Are they fit and ready to start maybe on Monday?
Yeah, they're certainly back in the thinking. Both come through a few days training very well. Duke's got a chance as well. He's back in the thinking. He's been on the grass with us this week, which is good news. So they certainly come back into the squad with the thought of getting in the side.
Will you be tempted with Doucouré because he has been such an important player for you?
Yeah, he's done very well. If he's right and he feels right, then he's certainly in the thinking. We've got a couple of days now to train before the game, obviously, so we'll see how that goes.
How's Ben Godfrey?
Yeah, he's good, yeah. Yeah, just a bug, so that's passed pretty good.
Yeah, and are we still some way off with Arnaud Danjuma and Andre Gomez?
Yeah, both of them. Andre's back on the grass, but it's still got to be a delicate one with his calves. He's had a few of them now, so we've got to be careful with that. And Arnie's going well, but he's got a few weeks yet.
And you're back on the grass on Monday. How was it up in the stand at Manchester City?
Yeah, not ideal.
Good for you?
Not ideal. Nice heated seat. No, it's not ideal being up there. It's not really my bag. But
did it affect much?
No, I think the lads did great. I mean, you got communication with them. It just feels different. You can't get involved emotionally in the game because you have to stay quiet. You're not going to sit. Even I don't sit up there and start shouting onto the pitch like Brian Clough used to when I was younger.
It's hard to stay quiet, isn't it? And
it is when you're me.
Yeah. Well, on your best behaviour now till the end of the season.
No, definitely not.
You've not won any of the last 7 Premier League games, unfortunately. Has that affected morale, confidence?
No, I don't think so. I think some of the performances have been very good. Clean sheets in amongst them and points against some tough sides. So I think there's a good challenge for the group. A lot of games coming up to Christmas, and then come out the back of that, players getting fit again. So I think there's a lot of positive signs about what we're trying to do. We've just got to score more goals, and I think we all know that.
Becoming familiar with Crystal Palace, this will be the 4th meeting this season, but you haven't lost any of them. Does that affect this one on Monday?
No, I don't think you go and watch before, but I think we're capable of being competitive in every game. I think we've shown that, and I think the margins are important. We've got to get the right side of that. That's the only thing that's been missing when we haven't won. I think when we've created chances, haven't scored goals, that sort of thing. But no, they're a good outfit. We've played them, as you said, a number of times this season, so we want the right outcome for ourselves.
Does it affect the game? You know each other's games so well, I suppose, and played recently as well.
No, I don't think so. I think every game's different. Every game plays out different. Tactics and all that. Most teams have a more sort of go-to shape, if you like, which I think they will have, and ourselves included. And most teams do. So no, I think it's about turning up on the day and playing and delivering a performance like it always is.
They're not in a good run of form, are they? It's just 2 wins from the last 13 Premier League games, and unfortunately Roy Hodgson taken ill on Thursday. Do you feel for him and his position at the moment?
Well, I certainly wish him well. I sent a message out and just briefly spoke to Ray Lewin and on a message, so I believe things are okay at the minute. We wish him well. We want that before anything. Great guy, someone I respect greatly, and Ray too. So we're hoping that recovers. But obviously, when the game comes round, we've got to look all beyond that. It's an important game. It's important to us. The points are important. So, that has to be part. But bigger than the game is certainly his health, and I hope he is well, and I hope he comes through it with no problems.
I suppose even Roy would acknowledge that run of form, it's part and parcel of people putting you under pressure really in the Premier League.
Well, I think everyone's under pressure in the Premier League, regardless. You're whether you're top, middle or bottom. Everyone's looking to say, can you win the next game? We certainly put ourselves under our own pressure to win games, and that's what we're going to do for this one.
I think you've already mentioned it. Goals have been an issue. I know you've not scored in 4 of the last 5 Premier League games, and quite naturally, people look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin and that run of games without a goal. Are you still pleased with his performance?
Yeah, it's not about one player. It's about all the team, and I think we're trying to enhance that with the group. The mentality that everyone can score a goal. It's not looking at one player. And I think Dom's given a good level of performance, and something will work for him. It's kind of that scenario. Sometimes you get a lucky when it hits you and goes in. Sometimes you've got to work for the goal, and I think he's finding that balance. He is working. Goals will come his way, I'm sure of that. But it's a team responsibility. It's not just one player.
Oh, it's Jack Harrison who goes in.
Well, say la vie.
And we're still awaiting the verdict, of course, on the appeal following the 10-point deduction. I think we were hopeful it was going to be by the end of this week. It's dragging on a bit. Is that bad for the club and the fans, really?
It hasn't dragged on for me. It's just the case of how it's mapped out. So we were given a very general timeline, probably over the next couple of weeks. Wait and see.
Okay, I'm just away from what's happening on the pitch. Monday is Everton in the community's 36th anniversary, which is quite an achievement, really. I know you've been involved in certain aspects of that since you've been at the club, but they do it really well, don't they? And it's important too.
Yeah, they do. I've been learning about it. My time is limited, obviously, what I can do with that. But I've been down to the People's Place, see what they do there. They've brought groups up to the training ground to share with the players, which has been great. But yeah, I'm learning about it, to be honest, and I know they do a lot of good. I know they have done for many, many years, and a lot of good people affecting the area, and long may it continue, and long may it keep progressing.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
John, when you play a team a couple of times so close together, is that a help or a hindrance in any way at all? When it comes to
I don't think it's. I don't think particularly. You like to think, you just get a bit more knowledge on the team, because we can all analyse games, which we do. We can all look at the team formats, but when you play, you learn a little bit more about the nuances of the team and the individuals. But I think it's still, most people in the Premier League know what each other are about. Obviously, if change of coach and managers change things sometimes, but generally speaking, most teams know what each other are about. It's about delivering performance. I speak to our players about it all the time. How much analysis you do on the opposition, we've got to perform, and I think that's been an idea I've been speaking about this group since I got here, the consistency of performance as well. And I think it's been pretty good this season, actually. So turning them consistent performance into wins is the challenge. We've done that somewhat this season. We've got to do it again.
And when you take on a team that's close to you or in and around where you are in the league position, have any change? Do you take any a change of approach in how you go into that?
I think the noise around it changes, but at the end of the day, the mentality we've been trying to build here is every game's a big game, every game's an important game, so that we find yet again that word consistency, find that consistency in the mentality of the group. So I think we'll be ready. We've been ready for every game this season. A couple we've stepped away from, we haven't done well, but most I think we've been a very competitive side, and we've got to continue with that train of thought amongst all the games we play.
And Roy, obviously, at the age of 76, incredible that he's still got the thirst for
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what do you think is maybe driving somebody at that sort of age? Do you expect to be still working as a manager at 76?
I certainly don't, and I won't be, but that's not questioning him. You know, he's got a desire, he's got a bug for the game like we all have in one way or another. I've never really, I've met Roy a number of times, been, done coaches groups with the leaders in sport and things like that, and spoke to him personally, but I never really brought it up actually at that age or anything like that. I think if you've got the desire to keep going and keep doing what you do, no matter what you do, not just football manager, I think why not? I can't see myself being that age doing it, but that's no question on others. It's not because I don't love the game, I just can't. I just get to a point when you go, no, that's enough. But he's still got the fire to keep going. But like I said, first of all, we wish him well. I hope that he recovers.
Thanks, Fraser. We'll go to Mike at BBC Radio Merseyside.
Sean, even though the wins in the Premier League have been thin on the ground over the past couple of months, it's worth considering that you've played Man City twice and given a good account of yourselves. 1 point against Tottenham that could easily have been 4. Aston Villa, decently good as goalless against Fulham also when you created enough chances to win 4 games. I know you said you've been happy with the level of performance, but have the players also been able to take positives, even though there has been a shortage of...
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a belief in the group. It's not just my belief in them. I think it's grown their ownership of it, and as a group, and I think the demand has risen as well. I think they demand more from each other. And I think that's given some positives, as you said, and sometimes, you're right, you've got a manager's, coach's job and the players is to look through the actual outcome and the result and see what we're doing and see what the performances are. And I agree, I think we've played some very tough sides, I think we've played some tough games, and we've been a very small margin away from winning certainly a couple of them games. But they are the margins that count. We can do all the good stuff, but you've got to reward yourself by taking them big moments, by finding a goal, by finding a cross, by finding a pass, and of course while keeping the back door locked. But we've been pretty good on that side of things. So I think the team know that. How many different scorers can we get? How many different ways of scoring? How many different chances? All the noise XG, and I've used it myself because it has been quite extraordinary, the level of it. But you've got to put it into action. You can't just keep relying. I've spoken to the players endlessly about it. It doesn't. Even my words, the idea of good XG, good performances, and all that. That's all well and good. But we can't wait for it to happen. I say all the time, you've got to make it happen, and that's the next step. Not worrying about all the noise, just making it happen. And I think we're very close to that.
What's the key, do you think, to finding that much needed conviction and composure in the final third? Because it's only done on the training ground to prepare for matches, and
it's having the freedom to take on a chance. I call it the freedom to miss. Don't worry about missing. I don't count players for missing. I get them if they're not in there to score. But as long as they're in the right areas and they keep going in the right areas and they try and score, I've got no problem from me. But you've got to be a freedom. You've got to be relaxed enough to miss a chance. And not be uptight. Just take it on and be clear-minded and sort of, bloody-minded, if you like, and not worry about it. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't go our way, it doesn't go our way. But get in the right areas. Keep getting in the right areas consistently, and have the freedom to miss, as I say. So I think that's a mentality we're trying to build here, and I think there's been signs of it. We had good scoring spells and with clean sheets as well. And then we've gone a little bit soft with it. But it's a collective responsibility. It's certainly not, one player's responsibility. It's everyone's responsibility.
Getting Abdoulaye Doucouré back in the starting lineup, whenever that's possible, is going to be a positive.
Particular cases of that right match case. So, it's been nearly 12 months now. Since you arrived at this famous football club. You've said, if I'm not mistaken, there's at least 3 books in the first 12 months. Any thoughts on the titles?
When I came in, it's the inner need for better alignment through the club from top to bottom was quite obvious to most. I kind of got a very, very quick handle on that. But then, yourself in the industry of any kind, they say, they've got to change the cultural environment. They say it as if you just flick a switch and everyone just goes, okay,
fair enough.
Yeah, we'll all get on board and we'll all work really hard. And as you know, it doesn't work like that. So the buy-in period and then you're trying to obviously win, but the buying period to change that, then change the business plan, because obviously financially with the signings and stuff like that, that wasn't going to happen. And while that was going on, you've got all the media view, the fans kind of pushing back against the club. So you're trying to kind of manage the outside view and the inside view, but they're not aligned. You know, to generalise hugely, this kind of fan base of, oh, we're a big club, which we are, of course. What I mean is, we're a big club, big club behaviours, as I called it. And that was on and off the pitch. So trying to get the message across in a honest, authentic way, and still be proud of what the club is and my small part I was having in it, but kind of trying to get that to all blend back together. And of course having a load of challenges on the pitch with injuries and trying to regain and forms and all that stuff was very difficult.
You actually came in and gave the club stability, not just on the pitch, I'm talking about as a club. Do you recognise that?
No, I don't think. I think you know your own skill set. So I've always been pretty. I don't think get flummoxed easily. I don't think. You know, it's not that you don't feel pressure. Of course you feel pressure. But there's a way of feeling pressure where it turns into responsibility. And then when I turn around and go, it's not really that much pressure. It's actually just responsibility to be yourself and do the right thing. Stay kind of transfixed with the things that I think are important for me first as a person, not just as what I do. And the stuff I was brought in by my parents. You know, they work hard. You know, have pride, have a bit of respect and respect others, honesty and truth and all these things I was brought up with. I believe in the, one of the big things, as I said, respect the past to build the future. Because the past should be respected. I grew up with that era of dominance and fantastic teams. And some I'd class, have been brilliant. I mean, Joe Rawls been brilliant, Peter Reid have been brilliant here. My career started with the old school, finished with the new school. So as I'm coaching, I haven't forgotten the old school and the values of them players and the respect and the viewpoint I had of them, is still intact. So when they came in, I was like, no, just come in and just share any thoughts, just anything. Because they know it's different things, they know it's different cultural things.
It takes quite a lot of self-awareness and self-confidence to do that. Not all coaches and managers encourage that. Where does that all come from?
Well, apart from, I was only from little town Kettering, but my dad had to earn his spurs building his way up through British Steel. He had to go back to sort of start again point, did so average at school. He had to go back through the British Steel system to earn the right, academically, and to earn the right to go into the workplace and to earn the right to build up his career.
So he grafted away.
Yeah, my mum was a true housewife while working. She made shoes, but she made real leather shoes. Another thing I do, I still wear real leather shoes. So kind of part working class family, part kind of management family. Two brothers who, kind of I was the youngest, so you always get a clip around there and kept in line by them. And saw them, old school values, but good values. It's ironic. I always find myself saying they're old school, but they've never been more modern. Modern life. There's a dearth of them values, I think. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just good values, not actually old or young or new. They're just good.
Are you familiar with a business that your dad probably would have been, a guy called Jim Collins?
Right.
Essentially, what he did was he distilled what the elements were of a great company. Not blowing smoke here, by the way.
No blow.
Okay.
No blow. No worries.
You have.
That's why I get plenty of time.
I think you're what he would describe as level.
Let's go, man. Okay.
We're in the bowels of the brand new stadium here on the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey. We've got just under a season and a half to go at Goodison Park, our home since 1892. And from the start of the 25-26 season, this will be our new stadium, our new home, and this will be the new home dressing room. So who better to have a first look around than one of our longest serving skip? Welcome to the new stadium site. It's your first time here. What's your early impressions?
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, I've seen a lot of footages, not been able to get here up to now, but I'm delighted you forced me up. It's amazing. Obviously, a little stroll under the land. We've got plenty to look around, but the changing room looks a slight bit different to the one that we've been used to.
Stood the test of time.
Yeah, but there's only a certain amount of stuff you can do, isn't it? So, no, it's fantastic, and what they're actually going to do.
I think it's important as well, and you know better than me. It's close to the pitch.
Yeah, it is going to be something special. Different, totally different, but very special.
And I think the way it's been designed and the proximity to the pitch, it's going to be difficult to bottle up the Goodison atmosphere and bring it here. But I think they'll manage it.
Well, I think with everything that's going on, and hopefully we're in a good place when it happens, everyone will be super excited.
Yeah.
And it will be a start of a new sort of era. God, I might come out of time with that.